So we are taking a look at Star Wars Battlefront, and this is Walker Assault. I've got a really epic moment that I'm going to share with you in just a moment, but this is also going to be a guide to this game mode for those of you who don't fully understand what's going on and how to bring down the walkers, or all the ways that you can actually bring them down. So there's two uplinks on the map at a time. Imperials are trying to defend the uplinks. You got rebels who are trying to activate them. And unfortunately, I see a lot of people go grab the uplinks and then they'll run off to go try to grab the other one. But defense is key in this game. And you'll notice that after an uplink is captured, it's got a timer indicated by a circle that fills up over time. And it will do this repeatedly as long as you're holding the base. And each time that the circle completes its cycle, you've got one Y-Wing bomber that's added to your team. And you want to have as many Y-Wings as possible. So once the walkers hit a certain point on the map, and you can keep track of this at the top of your screen, there's a bar there, then the Y-Wings are called in. So there's always going to be different moments within the game where Y-Wings are called in and they fire off torpedoes that make the walkers vulnerable for attack. So you only want to attack the walkers when they're vulnerable and they have that electrocuted look going on. Otherwise, you're not going to be doing any damage to them. So for rebels, even if you don't capture both uplinks at the same time, at least focus on one and try to defend it for as long as possible, because the longer you hold on to it, the more Y-Wings you're going to have, which means more are going to be called in and the walkers are going to be more vulnerable for a longer period of time. So when the bombers are called in and the walkers become vulnerable, that's whenever you're going to hit them with everything you have, whether it be rockets or you can even call in an orbital strike. Your guns also do a little bit of damage, not a whole lot, but you can still fire on it. The belly and the backside of the walkers are the most vulnerable, so they have the weakest points of armor. And you can also keep up with how much time you have left to attack the walker by watching the Y-Wings disappear on the bar at the top of your screen. But not only can you shoot the walkers, you can also use a tow cable from an airspeeder to take them down. And these are available on the last section of the map. So even if your team sucked all the way up until the end, you can still pull off a victory. It's just not that easy. But you would just look for the airspeeder icon on your map. It looks different from the other aircraft. And instead of getting on-the-job training, trying to figure this out in a match that you're being shot at, the best thing to do is to try to go into one of the training missions. There's a training mission that walks you right through on how to take out these walkers using this technique. And it's a good way to get in some practice before you're actually in a real match. So when you're approaching the walkers, if you're using a controller, you just press Y. That fires off the tow cable. And then you've got to use your right stick to balance the ship and keep the icon within the bar. And it does jump back and forth, so you have to fight with it sometimes. And the more damage that you're taking, the harder it's going to be to hold on to it. If you stay in the area or outside the area too long, then you're going to lose the connection. But you can always swing back around and go in for another run. So last night, our team wasn't doing so hot, and both walkers were up at the last leg of the map, and I picked up an airspeeder, and then I realized Houdini, who I'm playing with, also had an airspeeder, and we had the same thing in mind, even though we weren't talking about it. So we didn't plan this out, but we were both kind of hanging back, laying low. We didn't go out there to go get shot down until the walkers become vulnerable. And so whenever they became vulnerable, that's when we made our move, and this is how it went down. You ready, Houdini?
Yeah, just about.
If we could pull this...
Yeah, I know. I don't have high hopes, but I'll try.
Do not seek the treasure.
Zach, this is gonna be amazing, so try not to be a complete dickhead.
I'll do my best not to get in your way.
Okay. It's about time. It's time. Move in.
Airstrike incoming.
No. They're trying to overstrike it. Oh no.
Oh, thank fucking God. Oh, yes.
Oh. I should have got an airplane.
So that was from my point of view, and you could see that both of us were wrapping the walker at the same time, which was pretty awesome and intense. And my cable actually broke because our team did end up taking down the walker that I was wrapping. But I'm also going to show you Houdini's point of view now, and you get the full effect right here.
They launched a missile at you.
Great shot!
No.
AT-AT
They're
down.
trying to overstrike it. Oh
They
no.
locked onto you. We are inflicting
Oh,
critical
thank
damage.
fucking God. Oh, yes.
Oh. I should have got an airplane.